The Masters is supposed to be about history, about respect, about knowing the moments that came before. But Collin Morikawa just admitted something that has left the golf world stunned. Standing on the 18th green at Augusta National, his caddy asked him a simple question. Want to recreate Mark O'Meara's legendary winning putt from 1998? Morikawa's response? What putt? I had no clue. Zero clue. About one of the most famous moments in Masters history. Imagine how Tiger Woods felt hearing that. The man who has spent his entire career honoring golf's legends. The man who can recite every iconic shot from every generation. And now, a two-time major champion admits he doesn't know the game he plays. This is Golfio. For more coverage in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell. The 18th green at Augusta National is sacred ground. It is where legends are made, where history is written, where Jack Nicklaus holed that famous putt in 1986, where Tiger Woods sank the putt that completed his comeback in 2019, where in 1998 Mark O'Meara drained a 20-foot birdie to win his first major championship at the age of 41. That moment is etched into Masters lore. O'Meara, playing in the final group with Fred Couples, made a charge on the back nine. He birdied 15, 16, and then 18 to win by one shot. It was the kind of finish that makes the Masters, the kind of moment that every golfer who dreams of playing at Augusta should know. But Collin Morikawa did not know. During a practice round on Monday of Masters Week, Morikawa and his caddy J.J. Djokovic found themselves on the 18th green. Djokovic, perhaps trying to lighten the mood or connect with the history of the place, asked Morikawa a question. Do you want to recreate Mark O'Meara's winning putt from 1998? Morikawa's response, which he shared with reporters afterward, was jaw-dropping. What putt? I had no clue which putt O'Meara had to win the Masters, Morikawa said with a laugh. So he drops the ball and he's like, oh, I thought you would have known. I was like, no, I have zero clue. The admission spread quickly through the golf media. Some laughed it off as a harmless moment. Others saw it as a symptom of something deeper. A generation of players who do not know the history of the game they play. A sport that is so focused on the future that it has forgotten the past. And when the story reached Tiger Woods, a man who embodies that history like no one else, the reaction from those close to him was said to be one of deep disappointment. Not anger, perhaps, but something worse. Disappointment. To understand why Morikawa's comment could spark such a reaction from Tiger Woods, you have to understand who Tiger is, how he was raised, and what he believes about the game of golf. Tiger Woods is a student of history. His father, Earl Woods, made sure of that. Before Tiger ever stepped onto a PGA Tour course, he had studied the greats, Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, Tom Watson. He knew their victories, their defeats, their iconic shots. He could recite them from memory. That reverence for history has never left him. When Tiger won the Masters in 2019, he wasn't just winning for himself. He was winning for the legends who came before him. He hugged his children. He cried. He understood what that moment meant in the context of golf history. And he has always expected other players to understand as well. In interview after interview, Tiger has spoken about the importance of knowing the game, of respecting the players who built it, of understanding that you are not just playing for yourself, but for everyone who came before you. So when a two-time major champion like Collin Morikawa admits he has zero clue about Mark O'Meara's winning putt, it is not just ignorance. It is, in Tiger's view, a failure of respect. Consider what Morikawa did remember. He remembered watching Tiger's 2019 Masters victory. He told reporters that he and his Cal teammates gathered at an off-campus house, stuffed as many couches together as they could, and sat transfixed as Woods captured his fifth green jacket. So, Morikawa is capable of remembering history. He just chooses not to. If I want to have a long career, if golf is 24/7 and I go study everything and watch everything and remember everything, that's just not how my head works, Morikawa explained. That is a legitimate approach. Not every player needs to be a historian. But to Tiger Woods, who has dedicated his entire life to the game, that answer might feel like an excuse, a way of avoiding the responsibility that comes with being a major champion. And in the weeks before the Masters, as Tiger dealt with his own demons, that attitude might have struck a nerve. But here is where the story gets more complicated. Because Collin Morikawa had much bigger problems at the 2026 Masters than not knowing Mark O'Meara's putt. He was battling an injury, a back injury that had sidelined him for nearly a month. A back injury that left him unable to trust his own body. A back injury that made him question whether he could even finish a round. It started at the Players' Championship in March. Morikawa played just one hole before taking a practice swing on the 11th tee and feeling something go wrong. I took one practice swing and I just knew it was gone, he said. "I can't swing through it. Trust me, I would play if I could. It's just the worst thing in the world." He withdrew from the Players. He withdrew from the Valero Texas Open. His participation in the Masters was in serious doubt. And when he finally made it to Augusta, he admitted that the injury had left mental scars that were worse than the physical ones. "Honestly, it's probably the toughest round I've ever played," Morikawa said after shooting a 2/74 in the first round. "I've never felt this nervous in my life. I've played in majors. I've played in other events. I think it's a trust factor, right? I think when it happened out on the course at the Players, there's a certain doubt factor of, is this going to happen? Is this not? My head gets in the way, and the head can stop so much." The physical pain was gone, Morikawa said, but the fear remained. He woke up Thursday morning more nervous than he had ever been before a round of golf. He did not know if his body would hold up. He did not know if he could trust his swing. And in that context, maybe his comment about not knowing O'Mara's putt was not disrespect. It was a coping mechanism, a way of keeping his mind focused on the present rather than getting lost in the weight of history. Because if he started thinking about all the great shots hit on those greens, he might have crumbled under the pressure. While Morikawa was struggling with his own demons, Tiger Woods was dealing with demons of his own, and they were far more serious. On March 27, 2026, just weeks before the Masters, Tiger Woods was involved in a rollover car crash near his home in Jupiter Island, Florida. He was arrested on charges of DUI with property damage and refusal to submit to a lawful test. Police found 2 hydrocodone pills in his pocket. Woods told officers he was looking at his phone before the crash. The breathalyzer came back at 0.00. He was not drunk. But under Florida law, refusing a urinalysis is itself a criminal charge. Woods was booked, processed, and released. His mugshot made headlines around the world. Days later, he announced he was stepping away for a period of time to seek treatment and focus on my health. He would not play the Masters. For the second straight year, Augusta National would not have Tiger Woods in the field. The reaction from the golf world was mixed. Many expressed support, but one Masters legend was not supportive. Nick Faldo, the 3-time Masters champion and former CBS analyst, unloaded on Woods in a media call that sent shockwaves through the sport. "There's one side that's like, let's care for Tiger. There's got to be a responsibility and accountability side as well," Faldo said. "This is a serious thing he's done, you know." The PGA Tour statement was so predictably weak, how they showed that the Tour will look after him, as they always have done. There has to be some accountability. Faldo did not stop there. He criticized the Tour for paying Woods tens of millions to be on the course and off the course with this business role he has got. He argued that Woods had avoided accountability his entire career because of who he is. "I feel sorry for Tiger, because he's living in 24/7 pain. I asked him that years ago, even before the LA accident in 2021, but it's all been self-inflicted," Faldo said. "The bottom line is I really think that something should be done a little bit more serious than waving him off to a tropical island and saying, 'Welcome back' in 3 or 4 months. That is an angry reaction. That is a real controversy. But it is not about Morikawa. It is about Tiger, and it reveals how high the standards are for the legends of the game. If Tiger can be held accountable by Faldo, should Morikawa be held accountable for not knowing golf history? The debate rages on. So what is the truth about Morikawa's comment and Tiger's reaction? Let me break down 3 possibilities. Possibility 1. There was no angry reaction. This is the most likely scenario. Tiger Woods was dealing with his own legal and personal issues during the Masters. He was not at Augusta. He was reportedly seeking treatment outside the country. The idea that he spent time being angry at Collin Morikawa for not knowing a putt from 1998 is almost certainly fiction. The angry reaction is manufactured drama, created by combining Morikawa's admission with Tiger's well-documented reverence for history. It makes for a great headline, but it is not supported by any evidence. Possibility 2. There was disappointment, not anger. This is more plausible. Tiger has high standards. He believes in respecting the game. And privately, he might have been disappointed to hear that a 2-time major champion did not know Mark O'Mara's winning putt. But disappointment is not anger, and it is not something Tiger would have expressed publicly, especially while dealing with his own crisis. Possibility 3. The real anger was elsewhere. If you want an angry reaction to something that happened at the 2026 Masters, look to Nick Faldo. He was angry at Tiger Woods. He was angry at the PGA Tour. He was angry at a system that he believes protects legends from accountability. Faldo's comments were sharp, personal and devastating, and they have received far less attention than they deserve. So here is my final take on this story. Collin Morikawa's admission that he did not know Mark O'Meara's putt is not a scandal. It is a young player being honest about how his brain works. He is not disrespecting the game. He is just different. And that is allowed. Tiger Woods, if he ever heard about Morikawa's comment, probably did not react with anger. He is too focused on his own recovery to worry about what a 20-something major champion said in a practice round. The real story of the 2026 Masters is not about Morikawa's ignorance of history. It is about Tiger's absence. It is about Nick Faldo's anger. It is about a sport grappling with its past and its future. And it is about a young star, Collin Morikawa, fighting through pain and fear to do something he loves. That is the real story. And it is more than enough without manufacturing drama. This is Golfio. If you made it to the end of this video, you care about the real stories behind the game. Subscribe to this channel for more deep dives into the moments that matter, and leave a comment below. Was Morikawa being disrespectful, or is it okay not to know every piece of golf history? I will. See you in the next video. For more coverage in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell.